Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is B. Today, I'm bringing you a super terrific recipe. It's a very wonderful and delicious meal. It's the famous Haitian Mayi Moulen sauce pois legume. This sounds complicated, but it's not. Okay? It's gonna be very simple. We're gonna make a very simple legume. Mayi Moulen is not complicated to make. Sauce pois is not complicated to make. And legume is not complicated to make. People make it complicated, but it's not. I'm gonna show you what I'll do to make it so easy and simple that you guys can, you know, copy and then make it your own. Okay, so hang tight. I'll show you what I'll be using for the legume. Okay, I already have my shrimp that will go into the legume. It's already cooked. Okay, the sauce pois, the beans, they're already boiled. So let's jump right in and get busy. Okay, there we go. Legume, main ingredients for me is going to be the cabbage. Okay, I'll use the whole thing. Okay, and I'm gonna add 2 boxes of frozen chopped spinach. Okay, some carrots. I'll add the whole onion, and I have 3 shallots. I'll put that in there. And for my meat, I'm gonna add, I have some bones here, some turkey, smoked turkey. I'll add that for flavoring. And I already told you about the shrimp that is already cooked. Okay, so I'll wash everything up and I'll start cooking them. See you in a bit. Alrighty, let's go. So we're gonna cook our cabbage. Okay, so after you wash them, you just put them in here like this. Okay, we're gonna cook the cabbage, the spinach, and carrots. Because it's gonna produce some water here, so we'll keep an eye on it and to see if we need to add a little bit of water. Okay, now on the other side I have the beans already cooked. Okay, so let's go ahead and then blend the beans. Okay, all right, then now let's check out the beans. Okay, as I told you earlier, it's already cooked. Okay, and if you remember the Jack Pois video, you'll see that I had put a bone, salted pork bone in it. Okay, that's gonna give you a lot of flavor here. And I'm gonna remove a little bit of beans. I'm not gonna blend everything, just a little bit. Okay, and then we're gonna blend the rest totally. Okay, just to give a little texture to the beans, And when I boiled it, I added a few garlic head or garlic clove, I don't know, pieces of garlic. Here they are. So I'm gonna just blend everything. All right, it's gonna be yummy.
Abonnez, partagez, like.
Okay, now, so for the beans, I'm just gonna add a little bit of olive. I mean, not too much, just a few drops. All right. And what I'll do now, remember, we have the bones, the pork bones, that is very salty. So you don't want to be adding salt. Okay. So let me taste it. Because what I've done, because this is very salty, before I added the pork bones to my beans, I boiled it first, throw the water away before I add it to my beans. So let me taste it to see what the salt level looks like. Yeah, you see, you don't need much here. If you want, before you pour the puree back into the thing, the oil, you could saute some garlic or a piece, whatever. I didn't do that here because this is already flavorful. You see what I'm doing? I added the pork bones back in there and then also the remaining beans. That's it. The pork bones is so flavorful. You don't need to do much here at all, trust me. That's it. And you literally put that back in there. And then I'm gonna put a little bit of black pepper at the end for flavor. The salt is already perfect the way it is. I don't need to add more salt to it. So the only thing that's gonna go back in there, that's gonna go in there, is a little bit of black pepper when we're almost done. And that's it. You know, if you wanna add butter or whatever, you can do that. But here, I'm done. It's not complicated, okay? Don't make it hard. So here, while we're waiting for our thing to reduce a little bit for our sauce pois, you see? This is just perfect consistency already. Just gonna let it boil a little bit, let them get along. So piment bouk you know. If you have a bouquet garni, you can dump that in there for extra flavor. But I'm just showing you the simple way to do this. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, if you do not have this pork bones, salted pork bones to put in there, you can add some smoked turkey. Okay, you can do that. All right. Or just don't do anything. Don't add any meat. You don't have to. Okay. So let that let's allow this to boil a bit. Now here, you can see my shrimp. My shrimp is already cooked. You know, shrimp doesn't take a long time to cook, so it didn't go along with the vegetables being cooked. So I cook that separately. So when everything is ready, we're gonna mix them together. Okay. So let me take a peek at the vegetables real quick. All right. Look at that. So I can tell that I need to add a little bit of water. So I'm going to add some water in here. Just a bit. All right. That's it. All right. You'll see. Okay. So now for the meat. Okay. I have some turkey bones. Put some meat left in there. See? When you have these things, you don't throw them away. Alright, look. See? You keep those for when you want to make some legume or soup. You know? Look at that. So the last time I had this turkey, I didn't throw those away. Não mangei cheio com minha. Alright, so there you go, look at that. Alright, so this is going to flavor my vegetable, my legume. Of course, we're gonna cut our onion. Doesn't have to be fancy. I know. Just cut it. That's it. Boom. So far, isn't that simple? You see, my beans, my sauce pois is done already. See, it doesn't take much. So why am I adding so much onion? Oh, because I want to. Okay, let's get rid of that. Okie dokie. Alrighty, so what we have here is the turkey with our onion. I'm gonna put a little bit of shallot, and that's about it. Okay, so let's take a peek at the vegetables. Alrighty, see that? Perfect. So it's getting there. I like a little crunch in the carrot. I don't want them to come out mushy in my legume, so I'm gonna take those out. Okay, because they're gonna continue cooking after we mash everything. So take the carrot out. I like a little bite into my carrot. All right. So remember, there's no salt, anything yet in the vegetable. Okay, there's nothing yet in there. All right. So the reason why is your shrimp is already cooked and there's salt in there. The smoked turkey, there's salt already in there. So you don't want to be adding too much salt into the food. So we're gonna taste later on after we mix everything together to determine if we need a little bit more salt. That's why I didn't add anything in here. All right, so there we go. I try to break it down a little bit. All right, there we go. Okay, so I decided to use my food processor. Okay, like this. But we are not going to pulverize everything, you know, we're just gonna pulse it. Okay, we just want to break it down a bit. Okay, a little bit at a time. Okay, pulse. Oops, we connect first. See that? See, you just do it like that. You don't want to make it like a smoothie. Okay, just a few pulse and next. Done. All right, so okay, you put your pot back back on the stove with a little bit of olive. All right. A little bit of olive. All right. Put your onions. You want the flavor. We're gonna let the onion soften just a little bit. Okay. Turkey. Paprika. For some color. If you want, you can use tomato if you have that handy. Okay, look at that. You know, you just don't want the legume to be too green. Dump your legume in there. As simple as that. Okay, now one thing that is very important you want to do here, you want to take the juice that we got from the shrimp. Okay, look, pour it in here. Okay, because this, I didn't add any water to the shrimp, but look at all that water, that juice that came out of the shrimp. I'm not adding the shrimp in there yet because I don't want to overcook it, but I want the juice to flavor my my legume. So all that shrimp flavor will go in there. Okay, Yeah. A little bit more paprika here to help me with the nice reddish color to go along with the green. All right. There we go. Okay. How simple was that? Was that difficult? Nope. And later on we're gonna taste to see if we need more salt. You know. Or not. All right. So gonna let it boil a bit. So meanwhile, what we're gonna do, oh, before I forget, I put my carrots back in there. Again with the visual, look at that. I don't think the camera is doing this thing justice. Okay, so let it simmer. In the meantime, we'll work on that Mayi Moulen. Okay. For the polenta, for the cornmeal, you have a different texture. So I will only be using 1 cup of cornmeal. Okay, so here. Now this is not the flour type, but this is the fine consistency here. Okay, so now that's how I like it. But my husband, he likes the stronger one, which I'm glad I don't have. So I would mix those two together. If I had the regular, you know, size, I would mix the regular size with the fine one. But since I don't have the other one, oh well. So I'm gonna be using only 1 cup. So 1 cup of the cornmeal for 3 cups of liquid, okay? That's the ratio. Alrighty. I have some olive oil in there. I chopped some shallot. Put that in there. Okay. You can put onion if you want. Alright. Let me grab a plastic, oh no, a wooden spoon. For the Mayi Moulen. Okay. And then I need a little bit of garlic. I think I'm out of garlic. A little bit. So I already rinsed the cornmeal. Okay. Already rinsed. Take that out of here. Out of my way. Alright. And I have some chicken broth here. I'll be using that as part of my water. As part of my liquid, I want to say. So I got a 1 cup of my chicken broth here. There we go. I can do 4 if I want to, but this is a fine polenta. That should be okay. It's not gonna hurt anything if you go 4, 5. I want to put some piment book in there. Use the book. Put the book in there. All right. A little salt. We'll taste it again, but that should get it started. Okay. Put a lid on it. All right, so let's take a peek at the legume. Woo-wee! Look at that. Check this out. Oh Lord of mercy. I wish you could smell this. Okay, so look at that. Look at all this juice. You don't want the legume to be dry, you know. You don't want it runny, but you don't want it too dry either. Okay. Now, I'm cooking cornmeal, polenta, Mayi Moulen, however you call this. That's what I'm cooking today to go with this. Okay. However, I will also be making some white rice to eat with this. Okay. So you can eat that with anything. You know, you can boil some yam or plantain and then eat with the legume. Okay, look at that. So now what's happening here is the vegetables and the meat, they're getting along. They're getting to know each other. Woo-wee! Look how beautiful that is. Okay, and again, for the color, you can use tomato or tomato paste or tomato sauce or whatever red color you have. I had paprika handy, I use that. If you don't want any color, you want it all green, you can do that too. It's your food, you know. You do whatever pleases you, as long as it tastes good. That's what matters. Okay, so before we turn this off, we will add the ground pepper, you know, the black pepper. But for now, well, let me taste a little bit to see if the salt is okay. Yes. For me, the salt is perfect like that, because I'm controlling, you know, my salt intake. But again, it's to taste. What I'll be adding here, it's a little bit of balsamic vinegar. You always want to add a little bit of acidity into your legume. It's gonna enhance the taste. Okay, there we go. There we go. All right, if you want heat, you can put hot pepper. Oh, oops. Looking at the other side, I can see that my water is boiling for the polenta. Let's jump over there. Okay. Voilà, my l'eau a get embouillie. All right. So what you'll do, just dump your wash cornmeal in there. That's about it. There we go. All right. That's what you got. So you're basically done. You know, once this is cooked, your legume is cooked. Once the polenta is cooked, you're ready to eat. I'm gonna let it boil a little bit, then I'm gonna taste it to see if the salt is good. And then before we finish the legume, we have to add the shrimp in there. All right. Okay. Let's grab the shrimp. I'm leaving some shrimp behind for other stuff. And now for some spaghetti. Okay. There we go. Ooh, Jesus. Lord of mercy. So good. Now, one thing to mention, some people add other vegetable to their legume. Okay, you can add whatever to your legume. You see more leaves. Me, I find that this recipe for me is the best because I love cabbage and I love spinach. So those two together with the carrot, I'm good. I realize that when I add other greens to it, for example, if I add collard greens, all these things, I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. But this right here, I love. I can't go wrong with this, okay? And then some people, they add, I would say, the original Haitian recipe for legume. You have chayote added to it, militon, and berigene, which is eggplant. I don't add those two to my legume because I don't like it. Okay, especially the eggplant. The eggplant gives me heartburn, so I stay away from it. Okay, but you can add these things to your legume. Okay, and for me, this is simple. You know, I don't have to slave overnight to make legume. Boom, 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 cabbage, spinach, leftover meat. Dump that in there, and you have your legume. It doesn't have to be complicated, guys. Okay, that's why a lot of people say I can't make legume because you know they look at some recipes, they think it's it's complicated, but this is not. This is very simple and very easy, and you can add whatever meat you want or don't add meat at all. It doesn't have to be shrimp and then smoked turkey. It can be anything or nothing at all. All right, on the other side, my polenta now is getting excited. You know, I'm giving it a good beating. Okay, so what I'll do, I will reduce the heat underneath both my polenta and my legume. And I'm going to put a lid on the polenta. It doesn't take long. Let me show you real quick. See that? So this is like serving for two, okay? Serving for two. And from time to time, you just give it a nice beating. You know, look at that. That's it. Okay, so reduce your heat on your cornmeal. Put the lid on. All right. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of black pepper to my legume over there. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay. There we go. That's about it. Look at that, guys. And this is a super healthy meal. Super, super healthy. This has a lot of iron in it. With the spinach. And also the black beans. So let this simmer. Very low heat. The sauce was already done. We're just waiting for the polenta to cook and we'll be ready. Okay. There we go. Ay, 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 ay. Look at that. Okay, so now, look at this. So make sure you mix everything together, okay? You have the liquid that stick on one side. Give it a nice stir. Because you're gonna eat this with white rice, so you don't want your legume to be dry. Okay? You want some juice in there to eat with your white rice, okay? Okay, now we can turn this off. On the other side, we have our polenta that is ready. The sauce pois is also ready. So let's go ahead and plate this. All right, guys, there you have it. Okay, we have our cornmeal here. Mayi Moulen, sauce pois, black beans puree, legume, okay, vegetable stew. And we serve that with a glass of carrot juice, which has some strawberry and pineapple. So with and also passion fruit. So we have all that in here. Look at that. Woo! So guys, you must give this a try, okay? Give it a try and let me know how you like it. As you can see, it's not hard to make. Alrighty.